I'm feeling low.
Hey everybody, hope you're well, and it's James here over at Crypto Rookies, and today we have Max. I met Max down at a blockchain event quite recently in London. Max, would you just like to introduce yourself, mate?
How are you again?
Yeah, good.
Right. So my name is Zmitrovich, and I'm a Chief Marketing Officer for Azbit project. Yes, I am Russian. Yes.
It's all right if I just call you Max then.
Yes, it's one of those things because one of the clever computer guys who is writing a code for our project, he's Russian. Okay. So they brought a team of Russian executives in the team as well, even though 85% of the team are non-Russian speaking, I'm afraid.
Okay, I think I know one word, like spasiba.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that means thank you, by the way. If someone doesn't know, it means thank you. Pretty good, yes, pretty good skills. So yes, just to give you a little bit of a background of myself, to introduce me a little bit more, because at the show we didn't have that much time to spend together.
No, it was like quite rushed, wasn't it?
It was really intensive workshop, wasn't it? It was a good meeting. So yes, my background, I'm one of the co-founders of Azbit project, and my background is in business development. And I'm quite experienced and very successful businessman. I've established a couple of very successful businesses. And next in the line is Azbit. So I always been fascinated with digital world and IT technologies and cryptocurrencies when they came apparent. And I jumped into it with my head and shoulders deep into that world. And I think that's where the future is. That's where the future of finances is. So I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen to this world altogether, but I think that cryptocurrencies will take over the banking system very soon, very soon. Your viewers, your guys, are going to see it happening in front of your eyes. Yes.
Well, it's going to be, I think it's, take a little while for it all to kick in, but when it does, it's just become this generation thing where people, like our kids that will be like normal, like the iPhone. Like for us, I remember the Nokia snake games and stuff, we had to go through the hard times, as you will, before you got to the iPhone. But the kids of today, like your children, they've grown up with the iPhone, they don't know Snake,
That's right, yeah.
Okay, that's a bit archaic, Dad, isn't it?
We visited our grandparents not that long ago. I've got 2 children, right? They saw the old dial-up phone in the attic. They found the one, and they didn't know how it works. They couldn't work out what this disk actually does. And the same with the crypto world, I believe, that in 30 years we'll be laughing, looking at the cards which are attached just to fiat currencies. We'll be thinking, what, is that the card which you can use just for British pounds, US dollars and euros? How's that possible? What about Monero and Bitcoin and whatever, Bitcoin Cash? And they'll be like, that's what, even those currencies probably going to be think of the past. I don't know, yeah. Maybe there's going to be a worldwide currency, yes.
I think there's a lot of projects out there working on those types of solutions. So I'm completely fascinated by the whole space and, I think there's a lot of projects out there that won't survive because I don't think they really tie into what blockchain really, you need something where there's trust and also where you need to keep some important information that needs to be safe. Things like finance, supply chain, gambling, those types of things I think will be huge. Maybe some of these other projects, I think that some projects are out there and the answer is always blockchain, but we don't really know what the question is. Where I think with something like finance, truly the answer is blockchain.
I totally agree with you. Because the same as you are, I'm visiting quite a lot of roadshows and I'm seeing hundreds of projects. All of them are based on a blockchain now, but you can see that the blockchain is not really the answer for the solution they are offering. But at the same time, there are certain projects which are the only way it could work if you base it on a blockchain. And I genuinely believe that the blockchain technology is something which will take us next step further than just an internet does. So I totally agree with you 100% that the blockchain is the technology of the future, but not everything could be possibly based on a blockchain technology. But at the same time, what we truly believe that the blockchain-based finance solutions are the ones which bring this world into a next century. That's what makes a step up the ladder into the future, into the future of finances rather than the traditional way, rather than the traditional finances. So totally agree with you 100%. And things like gambling. How many projects are now for people who are involved in the gambling industry? And all of them have got their niche in the market. All of them are tackling specific problem which is existing in the market space right now. So I believe that the things you're working on, guys, have got a bright future ahead of them as well. Yes, so
I'm a big gambling holder of certain coins and stuff. So I think, just one day, because it's one of those things, isn't it? I think we'll look back in even 5 to 10 years and look at gambling, and if you're an online gambling site and you're not on the blockchain, people are just gonna, it's gonna be, ooh,
yeah, that's it. Well, why are they not on?
Yeah, yeah.
Why are they not on?
Why don't they want to show us their,
that's right.
random or whatever?
Yeah, because everybody else is. Everybody else. If I've off the top of my head, there is a large coin called, I think it's a dragon coin. I don't know if you ever heard about them. They're tackling the gambling market for the high stakeholders in the Asia. And as far as I remember, that was an extremely successful project. In their ICO, they collected $350 million. $350 million last year, yes.
Oh, wow. Because I know one of the guys at work got into that project. I think it tanked with the rest of the market afterwards, but
yeah, it's the
ICO,
market. Come on, it's the market. But if the idea is great, make sure, guys, you always do your homework before you're listening to both of us. Make sure you do your homework. But I'm always keep saying there are some great projects out there. As long as you know what you're doing, as long as you listen to the expert, listen to James, he knows what he's saying, talking about. So I truly believe that there are great opportunities into investing in ICOs. Yes, there are some great projects out there. Guys, keep your eyes open, but make sure that you do your homework before you invest in the money.
Yes, yeah, because there's quite a few projects that I'm in at the moment. They're still a bit... They're doing okay. We just have to wait for the market.
Well, it's the market. The market is down. Guys, I'm always keep saying, and James, I'll repeat it again and again and again. Have a look. There is no need to invent the bicycle. Have a look at standard shares market. The market goes up, the dojos go down, it goes sideways. Things like that happening every day in every market. Take anything from the market of, I don't know, soybeans to market of Tesla shares and Apple shares and British Petroleum shares and currencies, FX market. All the markets are going up and down. And if right now the cryptocurrency market is on a flat, it's not even down, it's on a flat. You just like, it's just one of those things. What happens to every market?
No, I think it will come back. It's just a matter of time. And I think we've got in the standard markets. I think that was it a 10-year bull run they've been on now? So you're waiting, and the average
10 years. It's a baby. It's not even a toddler yet. If to compare it to the traditional markets, it's a baby. It's a newborn baby.
So I think it's going to be very volatile just because of the smaller, we go, oh, it's 300 billion, but if you compare it to the bigger markets, it's like it's an infant really, and the volatility. But I suppose that's what makes it exciting for me, because I used to trade oil, and it was like if you made 5%, you were like, whoa, come on. But now it's just 5% is just a 10-minute fluctuation in some cases. That's right. And you're just like, oh, up and down. So it's just more exciting, I think.
You know what I would say about that? The experienced traders, they're actually making loads of money during those simple fluctuation of the market. And by the way, just that's a good point you've made. In Azbit project, one of the elements of the ecosystem is the follow the trader on our trading platform, right? So the not very experienced traders can choose an option in their investment portfolio, follow the professional trader. In fact, in our Azbit team, we have 7 professional traders who's been trading for 20 odd years on the market, starting from commodities, forex, currencies, shares. It's their full-time job. When they come in the office in the morning, they open their 4 monitors you've seen in the movies,
traders,
and that's what they do. That's what they do. And Mr. Jones from I don't know, when he goes to work in the morning, if he's doing, I don't know, he's an office manager of whatever company, he can click the button saying follow the trader, Mr. Super Experience, and during the day his portfolio of investment will follow precisely what the super trader does. And when he comes back from work, he already will see, oh, plus 7%. That's a good day. So that's one of the things, one of the elements which been available on a traditional forex trading market for years and years, we are now bringing into the crypto world. And going back to our idea of the Azbit project, what we're trying to do is to bring the traditional instruments of the financial market. We're bringing traditional instruments of the financial market, which been in existence for many, many years, into the crypto world, into the future. And that's what market needs. That's what we're experiencing, that demand from the industry coming for the specific instruments. And what we realized, that there is no need to invent the bicycle again. Or what you do, you take electric motor, put on the existing bicycle, and it's a very fast vehicle now. So that's what we do. That's what we do. We're taking the traditional banking instruments, traditional traders' instruments, and implement them into the blockchain structure, into the blockchain world, into the cryptocurrencies.
So apart from just the copy trading, what other functions will the site provide for people?
One of the main things of what Azbit project does is what we're trying to create is a traditional style investment banking which is crypto friendly. So it's going to have in the core of it all, so in the core of all these projects is a bank, right? It's going to be a crypto friendly bank. We all know, the industry knows, even the Mr. and Mrs. Jones who just got involved in a blockchain cryptocurrencies, they already experienced the problem that traditional banks are not particularly happy when they hear the word cryptocurrency, right? It's difficult to open an account, it's difficult to get the money transfers, it's basically very difficult to be served by the traditional banking sector if you're involved into blockchain and cryptocurrency projects. What we're trying to do is to open a bank. It's a standard bank which will do precisely the same what the standard banks does, but also incorporate in itself a crypto-friendly element, right? So if someone will decide to open a bank account, they can do that. And if in this bank account, with a specific number, they will be able to transfer £700, $500, 300 euros and 2 bitcoins, they'll be able to do and keep it all in one bank account. And if they want to transfer them to you 0.2 bitcoin, they'll be able to do it using a standard card, using an application on their phone, straight away from them to you. And if they want to add to it £300, they'll be able to do it at the same time. They'll be able to do borrowing in cryptos. They'll be able to do trading in cryptos. They'll be able to do everything what you can think of you're doing today with your standard bank account, you'll be able to do with cryptos as well.
Okay, so sort of making it, nodifying it in a sense, because a lot of people at the moment, I know when I first started, like trying to figure everything out was like headaches. And that's how I got into all this, doing the videos, trying to help people, because I wanted to sort of spread the word a little bit. And I think that whole thing, because I just imagine like my mum and dad trying to use crypto, if I try and take them on one of my courses, like 32 like videos, they'll be like, oh, can't be bothered. But if you make it nice and simple for people, then it'll be accepted, use case increase, etc., etc. So in terms of what you guys are doing, can you tell me a bit more about some of the other guys in the team, so like the CEO and stuff?
Right. First, let me to show off a little bit. One of the advisors in our team is Mr. Roger Ver, right? So that's a pretty cool addition to our team, because when he looked at our project, he said, guys, this is precisely what industry needs. Crypto-friendly bankers, right? So, and when we explained to him that it's going to be as simple as people using it today, but all what they'll be able to do is to add additional elements of the blockchain products and the cryptocurrency products to the existing way of they doing their everyday banking, he was extremely fascinated about it. He said that's precisely what industry needs, and that is why he's backing us up, and he's sort of all the way with us as well. So that's one of the things. Then our team, to give you a little bit more of a team insight, is broken into, not broken, consists of, our team consists of 3 major groups of people. First group of people are the clever computer guys. These are the Russian guys, right? These are the guys who write in a code, and this code is unbeatable. It's extremely strong, very powerful. The guys are very clever, and this reputation about the Russian hackers, they sort of like, it's 100% them. They're extremely smart guys, extremely smart, right?
Cool.
I haven't met, I'm traveling the world, and I haven't met coders as we've got in our team. It's a little bit of a bragging statement, but it is true. Second part of our team are the bankers and traders, right? These are the guys who's been in a traditional finance market for years and years and years, and who knows how the elements of ecosystem should look like to serve its purpose, right? So these are the guys who are advising us of how to build our ecosystem, right? And third type of guys which are in our team are the guys like me who are business development professionals, right? Who are the businessmen who built a couple of business in the past. Some of the guys comes from IT background, they built very successful IT businesses. Some of the guys who come from the background in financial businesses which are involved trading and things like that. And some of the guys are like me who actually building businesses from scratch, from nothing. So that's my area of expertise. And the team is very strong. Currently we've got about 48 people, as of today, 48 people working on a project full time. It's funded mainly by ourselves, by the businessmen's guys, right? We pulled some money together. And the reason why we stepped into ICO field is because to receive the banking license anywhere in Europe, you have to put down a massive deposit, untouchable, for the regulators who will give you a banking license or FCA license or any licenses based on the funds available in that part to provide the security for the business. So that is the main reason why the ICO right now is collecting the money. It's the money which will go to the regulators as a non-touchable deposit for financial institution.
So you're pretty much saying the project's pretty much self-funded, and then literally pretty much most of those funds are just for the deposit. So
correct.
Where people might invest in a other ICO and go, actually, we've got this great idea and invest in us and we'll use those funds to do it. You guys have already sort of sorted that.
The project is 85% ready right now, right? So the coders is on the very, very last stretch of the line of when they will start releasing elements of the ecosystem. Like one of the very first ones will have the exchange, right? Second element will come as a payment institution. We already have got the payment institution license in Czech Republic. Second thing, the next thing will be the investment portfolio management and the copy trading and all of the types of the trading associated with it. And the last element is going to be the banking institution. And again, depending on how much money and how quickly we'll collect the money in ICO, we might bring the banking license even closer to the date of the finish of ICOs.
Okay, so how long will that take you to get that license? Because I know sort of 10x have been down that route and it's taken them some time.
It certainly is. It's not particularly fast process. Nevertheless, we already found the bank we are buying, right? Okay. We already had talks with the regulator who gave us some framework we need to stay within in order to keep the license.
Okay.
So they already, because did I mention that we are going for Swiss bank, right? So it's a bank in Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty cool. Like
I've got a lot of connections in Switzerland.
Yeah, here we go. So it's going to be a Swiss bank with a full banking license, and the regulator already pre-approved this acquisition and our direction of developing the bank to make it crypto friendly. They said, as long as you guys are staying within this framework, I'm pretty sure we'll have no problem with you. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's all question about money now.
Yeah, I think that's what most of the things. So in terms of, I think, are you in the pre-ICO stage at the moment?
That's correct. Yes, we're running pre-ICO right now. And one more thing I need to tell you and your listeners, that one of the unique features Azbit offering to the people who are investing in ICO now is that the token will be linked to the profit the whole ecosystem makes, right? So the owners of the token will receive the profits from the banking institution. Have you ever heard about poor bankers who don't make profits? Never did I.
No, they normally lose that money and get big bonuses.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah. So people who will participate in ICO, people who will get in hold of Azbit tokens will be actually shareholders of the profits of the Azbit ecosystem makes.
Okay.
That's a very unique offer, very unique.
Does that make it a security token versus a utility token?
It makes it so close to the security token as you can dream of, but the only thing, you're not owning any of the shares of the company. So you do have the profit of the company, right? You're sharing the profit, but you don't share the company itself. And the only reason why we've done it that way is because we'll just want to make sure that the shares out there are not influencing on the decision of the company management. Because you must understand that if by one way or another, someone will get in hold of more than 50% of the tokens, they will just basically will be owners of the business. And we can't allow that in order to make sure that the business is developing the way we want it to be developed.
Okay.
Because right now, as most of the tokens is up for sale, we're only leaving like 15% for the team and like a couple of percent on the
Advisors and bits.
advisors.
Yeah. So yeah, I've seen that most of the tokens will be going out, which is quite
That's
good.
correct.
And was it 400? No,
It's
400
400 billion, right.
Yeah, it's quite a couple. There's a few.
I'll tell you why is that. Quite a few people actually asking me this question. It's a good question. Asian investors like their tokens cheap and they want them many.
Okay.
So that is the reason why with the price is set 0.0075 cents, or I think it's 0.00012 cents right now, the price of the token, right? But you can buy, let's say, 10,000 of tokens and it costs you 70 quid or something like that, you know. So that's the general idea. So that is the thing. The other thing I want to tell you about the unique side of the project is that it is a profitable business. People who thinking of investing in ICOs, first question they need to ask themselves is always, how do they earn money? Where are the money? Why the token will rise in the value? Why is it profitable? Why would I get benefits from investing in this ICO? And we've seen quite a few ICOs even in that meeting in London, who is a great idea, will change the world for better, the world will become a new place. But when you're asking them, how do you earn money in this project? Well, it's that the answers are not particularly clear.
They weren't strong.
Yes,
no.
they're not that strong financially. And the idea of Azbit is, what we've decided, I'm repeating myself again and again, that there is no need to become super smart and think of something extremely new. There is no need. Bank has been doing it for 500-600 years now. They already gained those bumps on their heads during this process. And what we see, that all of them are earning money. You take the existing model, have a look that there is not that much of a competition at all. In a crypto world, there isn't that much competition for this business model. And you just implement the existing business model from the bankers.
Yeah, so I've obviously had a look through the white paper and seen that, you know, it has the usual sort of utility token properties of use it for paying fees and stuff. And obviously you've talked about that, you know, people will actually get some profit, which is pretty cool. When can people sort of expect, you know, you've got your timeline, I had a look, it's like Q4 2021, so you know,
That is correct.
You've really sort of planned it out so people can see what's happening. When will we be able to actually utilise it, get on the platform, and what are the sort of key dates on your timelines?
Right. The best way to look into it is probably have another look on our website, because it gives pretty much detailed stages of the project development, right? And you are absolutely correct saying that it's planned all the way up to 2021, right? But the profits elements will start bring as soon as they're launched, right? So we truly believe that as soon as one of the elements is launched, it starts generating the profit, we will be able to share, because by that time, the number of the token is limited, right? There's going to be no new issues of the token. So when the profit is generated, it's only distributed between that number of the token, which is already in possession of investors, right? And the second element is launched, it's a gain. And the third element, again. And when the people start using their tokens within the ecosystem, it's still a limited number of them. And basically, we truly believe that they're going to be a reasonably high demand for those tokens after a certain period of time. We already have got an agreement with at least 7 large exchanges which are willing to list our token. But what we're trying to do is to keep the listing to ourselves first, because we don't want to put it straight on the market so speculative traders will be just making money on I don't know, pumping up and down, right? Because we want to make sure that it's a nice, solid investment for the people who are going into it. So that's what our aim is. And if possibly in the future we will convert this token into the security one, probably we'll add some elements to it, or maybe if we will issue a security token, you will only be able to buy it using the utility token of Azbit, if, let's say, right? So that's another massive value already loaded in that token, but not utilized as yet. So it's...
Yeah, and I think obviously we talked about like the larger sort of token distribution. I think that also has an impact on like the volatility, because I know back in last year people were looking for these like 200 million token projects and waiting for it to just explode and make some quick profits and stuff. And I think we need that mind shift of quick profits. It's done. That time's sort of gone a little bit. I think now we're in the sort of the grind period where the market's down. Projects, are working hard at developing the product, but not a lot of the products are out there at the moment. And over the next year or two, we'll start to see those projects coming in utilization. So my big question is what's your acquisition for users? Because that sounds like it's the real crux of the whole project. The more users you get, obviously, the more utility there will be.
That is absolutely correct. The thing is, it's a very, very valid point you've just mentioned. Very valid point. The problem is that industry lacking of the service we are aiming to provide, right? So we have already, after each show, people are queuing to talk to me saying, please, when can I join you? When can I open a bank account with you? When can I place my investment? I've got, I don't know, I've got 20 Bitcoins. I want them, I have got no time of trading with them. They sit in my wallet. Why don't I give you to your fund management and you will be able to gain some profit for me at the same way as I'm depositing my £5,000 into the Standard Bank and they're paying me some interest on my ISA account. This is precisely the same. And people will be interested to know that with our profit, we've got a buyback program as well. So what we decided that the management team and the project itself will buy from the profit made from the operation. We'll keep buying our tokens back and burning them. Okay. Right, so it's one more of the reasons. The only way you'll be able to, let's say, use the banking service if you pay by the Azbit token for the services. The only way you can buy them, you can accrue them, is by buying them on one of the exchanges. But the number is limited because all the rest of the people want to use them as well, because it's a fairly unique service. So, and we are buying it ourselves as well. So the number of the tokens is getting lower and lower. People who wants to use it, the more popular the projects will get, more and more people will decide that they need to use the banking service with the Azbit project. And they'll all want the tokens, but none of them are that much available. It's not going to be like readily available.
I think people love a token burn.
That's it.
It's always good.
That's what we're going to do as well.
Okay.
I'm always keep saying, guys, have a look on our white papers, have a look through our website, do once again your homework, have a look how it's all written down. And we are standing by the word, what we've written on a paper. So we're going to follow precisely the plan. Maybe it's going to get better, but it's definitely not going to get any worse.
No, I think these little elements that you've just thrown in, these like the extra little bits, they're just like little benefits that I think when you look at some of the projects, they don't really, they do it if like they don't sell the tokens or whatever, but that's really interesting to hear. So in terms of the actual, we're in this ICO process at the moment. What's your soft cap? What's your hard cap? And where are you currently?
Right, okay. The soft cap is in the region of $18 million, right? This will allow us to do all of those elements which we spoke about. It's both of the exchanges, the security exchange, the utility exchange, the investment platform, the portfolio management, and it will give us a banking license somewhere in, let's say, a Baltic country or Malta where it's fairly cheap, right? But one thing, if you've got, let's say, Lithuanian banking license, it's still valid all across the Europe, you know, and in the UK. But second thing, if you've got a Swiss banking license, right? And that is why our hard cap is 28 million pound US dollars, because this one will allow us to purchase the Swiss bank is the final aim of the project, and it will give us some operational funds as well. So that's how it works right now. Yes.
Okay, so pretty much
18.
the lower end is for you might end up in Malta.
Yeah,
it's all right. It's cheap holiday.
It's still going to be there, right?
Yeah.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
Right? And it's still not that bad. You know, Malta. We've been on a conference where the Malta Minister of Finances was keep sort of like advertising his jurisdiction for the crypto projects. He was saying, guys, come to Malta, we'll look after you. And we will be able, it's only cost like 7 million to put down there for application for the banking license, right? But the general idea is, because we've got the American investors as well, right? We want to make sure that it's the best in the world. And we know that the Swiss bank has got their reputation, yes.
I think it's renowned that the Swiss is the best one. Also, I've got a lot of friends that are over that way, like actual Swiss bankers.
Yes.
And,
right.
and I talked to them ages ago about crypto, helped them with a crypto hedge fund actually, because they were brand new, so I sort of, let's start from beginning, helped them out.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, that's brilliant.
So I think, definitely Switzerland, it's an extra tick on the
That's
spreadsheet,
correct.
like,
yes, if you'll say, guys, we're Swiss bankers who are crypto friendly, the queue in front of the door of this institution would be endless. Not just big as it is now, it's going to be endless.
So where are you now in terms of raising funds? And is it, like you talked about American investors, you talked about Asian investors?
That's correct, yes. We do have investors from all over the globe right now. But what we're trying to do at this particular moment in the pre-ICO stage is not to take that many of institutional investors, right? We leave them for the very end of it. We have agreement with quite few funds. We have an agreement with quite a few funds, right? But what we're trying to do is trying to avoid the institutional investors, because what they would want is as much business as they can to take from us, right? But we don't want, because because we know that it's extremely profitable, it's extremely good business, and we'd rather share the profits with our retail investors rather than to give it to another like hedge fund. It's if for one or another reason, if we won't collect enough money, we can always come back to them and we'll say, right, okay, guys, we need your 5, 7, 8 millions in order to
get the Swiss bank account,
get the Swiss bank. But if we will be able to avoid them, then we'll try to avoid them. Yes.
So a bit like a bank for the people.
That's correct.
You're like the Rock.
That's you see, that's the general idea. The general idea of the whole cryptocurrency is to become less institutional, isn't it? That's what John McAfee keeps saying. That's to revolutionize the finance world. That's to take it away from the traditional way of big fat bankers earning lots of money, buying themselves a yachts. But what we're trying to do is to create a bank where the shares and the profits will be distributed to ourselves as well, because we are the same token holders as the Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you know. But at the same time, all of those people who participating in ICO, all of them who invest in Azbit tokens, they will be able to share profit from the financial institution. They can't just go and buy the shares of HSBC, can they? Or Lloyd's TSB. But here is a chance for you to become a shareholder, basically, of the bank. Yeah.
And I think that's like the unique opportunity. It's this fractional ownership, which seems to be what blockchain is really.
That's what blockchain gives you. Yes, that's the tokenization of the project. Gives you a standard bloke. He can actually, by owning certain tokens, become a participant of whatever project, you know, so it's very great. And during your career, I don't think you've seen that many projects like ours, like a bank, you know, crypto-friendly bank, crypto investment bank. How many projects like this have you seen? I didn't.
Probably one or two.
Yeah,
like,
it's
there's
like
not,
literally, it's like
many,
not that many of them.
It's one of the ones that I've been sort of like hunting for a little bit, because I've got like little pots of projects. So I think like my gambling and other bits and pieces, and I think I was speaking to my business partner Dan. He does a lot of margin trading, so
that's
he,
it.
he trades the market up and down. And I said to him, like, bank's the next thing, because there's a lot of people doing cards and they're focusing on cards and that spending piece, which I think is huge. It's what will fuel the banking
We'll do that
element
as well, by the way.
Yeah, I've seen that you've got the cards. And obviously when you get that banking license, then you'll be like the 10x, like where they'll be able to distribute their own cards and do their own thing.
Everything what you doing today in your HSBC, Lloyd's, TSB, Nationwide Bank, you will be able precisely to do the same, but this will include the crypto portfolio as well. And you will be able to, I don't know, withdraw your 100 quid from the wages which come into your account, and also you can withdraw the same 100 quid but which generated from 0.2 of Bitcoin, which your trader gained for you last month in a follow trader or a margin trading or any other trading on a exchange or on a investment platform. That's the general idea. That's as simple as this, as simple as that.
No, it's a very interesting project, and obviously, like, because we just met at the event, and like quite recently, that's like how I'm finding more and more projects, because I sit there and I read through white papers, and you don't see the personalities or the people or behind the projects, and actually getting out and doing like the interviews like this, actually getting to meet people and understand and learn. Like I read the white paper, but I've learned more just from talking to you, be able to ask you questions and stuff. Right. So it's always constantly like, hey, this, and like in my mind I have a mental picture of like what are all the things I need to tick off before I can go okay, and you know. Yeah, it's interesting, very interesting.
It was a pleasure to talk to you, because I've been interviewed by many people in the past, including the guys like from Forbes magazine, but they don't know what they're talking about, you know. They're traditional journalists who's not involved in the crypto world, and they don't ask right questions, and you have to explain to them everything, and they don't look from the point of view of let's say an investor or a person who is getting involved in it. They just looking from some weird point of view where like you have to explain to them every single bit, like over and over and over. So it's a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, I'm going to quote that on the video, better than Forbes.
Yeah, that's it, yes. Awesome. No, it's most definitely a pleasure.
Lovely. Thank you, Max. Spasiba, Max.
Here we go. Yes, you're more than welcome. Yes,
Thank you.
It's a pleasure meeting you. I hope that your viewers enjoyed looking at it. Please go again to azbit.com, have a look what it says there. To get involved is pretty simple, just follow the links. More than welcome.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Cheers,
Pleasure.
Mikey.
I'm feeling